Hello, I'm back. Oh, sorry, I bumped you. I just can't get away from bumping y'all. So, this is question and answer part 3. So, first of all, let me say welcome. I hope you are enjoying this little series here of getting to know me a little bit better. I, for the life of me, can't figure out why y'all wanted to know me better, but I hope you get the right answers to your questions. So let's get started before I make a complete fool of myself. Okay, the next question is from Shannon Reeder. And she says, do I sell my creations at shows or bazaars? I sell my creations, mainly my aprons and my fedoras and flower arrangements, not at bazaars or craft shows or anything like that. I'll usually make a selection of things, and then most of my stuff sells by word of mouth, if that makes sense. So yeah, I remember one time when my oldest grandson was in marching band at school, and they had to have a trip, make a trip to a competition. And I made so many flower arrangements to raise the money for him to be able to go on this trip. You know, we were going through some financial hard times and had to find a way to, you know, for him to be able to go. So I made flower arrangements after flower arrangements. I probably made like 120 of them, and made them small enough. Some of them small enough that would be nice Mother's Day presents, and that's what I did. I sold them on the side of the road, and sold most of them. And what was left, I raised enough money for him to go on this trip, and then have some spending money too. So that was nice. And the rest of them I took to the hospital, to the cancer floor, for them to distribute to patients that don't have visitors, or, you know, and there's a lot of them. It's really surprising. But anyway, so they just have some, you know, a little brightness in the room. So, but no, I don't sell them at shows or bazaars. And her second question was, what am I going to do with all the letters from the Michael's grab bags? The answer to that is I am sending out several packages. I'm working on packages to go out to people that are going to receive some of those letters. And let me say, packages might be delayed because of Hurricane Matthew and the flooding in Fayetteville. That's our mail hub. And we were told today that anything that is, you know, is mailed out, it's going to be a while before they can get the trucks in and out of Fayetteville. So things are going to be late to people. So, and she even, you know, the postmaster said, you know, she said, I'm sorry. She said, but if you've got bills going out in the mail, you might want to call your people because they are going to be late. So, yeah. So if you're expecting a package, or, you know, which I don't usually let people know. I like to surprise them. But anyway, packages are going to be late. And we can't receive anything either for a while. You know, I mean, of course we can receive it, but it'll be a while before it gets here. So, just letting y'all know that. Okay, the next question from Susan Bowers is, how in the world could you have so much talent, and was your mother a crafter? I really don't know. Like I said in my last video, for the first video, I like to try everything at least once, if it interests me. I guess, I don't know if you can inherit talent as far as that kind of thing goes. Like I said before, my Aunt Sue taught me a lot when I was young, and so did my grandma. God rest their souls. I love them. And they kind of instilled in me a love for creativity. So, yeah, I mean, you got to try everything at least once. You know, of course, nothing bad for you. Don't try anything bad for you. But, yeah, just, you know, because everybody has different things that they're good at. I'm a jack of all trades, a master of none. Just, you know, that's the way it is. I like to try. And then she wanted to know if my mother was a crafter. Oddly enough, she was not. My mother suffered from depression, really, really bad. And so she was in her own little world for most of my life. And yeah, you know, she really didn't have a heart for anything, you know, except for trying to take care of me and my brother. And yeah, that's a whole nother story. Next question is from Laura's Crafty Creations. And she wanted me to comment about, she left a comment about me reminding her of her mother, whom she lost 3 years ago. And sweetie, I'm going to tell you, I appreciate that comment. If listening to my voice brings you joy, watching me brings you joy and brings back good memories, then I'm so grateful for that. So, yeah. And Carolee says, if I wanted to start my own channel, how should I start? And my advice to you is just go for it. But don't put your hopes in, you know, getting a lot of subscribers and you know, don't do it for that reason. Don't, you know, do it because you want to and you love what you do. Make sure you have good lighting and just be yourself. You know, don't try to put on any show, even though it is kind of like a show. My husband says I'm famous. He tells everybody I'm famous, and I'm like, no, I'm not. But, you know, don't, just be yourself. And do things on your channel that inspire you, that you love to do. That's, you know, that's the only thing I can say. And then she wanted to know what made me decide to start my channel. And I just answered that comment in the last video. So you can refer back to that one. That would be part 2. And you will get your answer. Okay. Next question is from JPeppy01. And she said the nicest thing. She wanted me to thank my husband for his service. And also her father was, her husband was there. So thank him for his service and tell him I said welcome home. And he'll know what I mean. So she wanted to know how long I've been married. I've been married for 42 years to the same man. And how many children do I have? I have 2 biological children. And then I raised my 2 grandsons. So I guess you could say I have 4. And plus, I have many, many young people that call me Mom or Mama B from my son's college days. And they're my kids too. I just love them to pieces. All my ASU kids, I call them. He went to Appalachian State University. And, yeah, they're my babies too. Although they're not babies anymore. Okay, next question comes from Cindy Rhodes. She said, if you had one thing to do over again in your whole life, what would it be? You know, that's a great question. And my answer is probably going to surprise, or maybe not. It might not surprise anybody. I firmly believe that every part of our lives happens for a reason. And that everything that happens to us creates who we are. So even though we've had several or I've in my personal life, you know, growing up and you know, through our married life, we've had several really disheartening things happen to us. I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't do anything over. Yeah, it's just, you know, everything that's that's happened to me has made me who I am. So, yeah, I can't think of anything that I would change. So, let's see. Okay, Barbara Dyke asked, what is your favorite craft? And of course, I've always said sewing. I do enjoy creating something that you can see right away. And Anna Marie Lowry says, do I do planners? I do a planner. I have a happy planner, and I have a covey, small pocketbook covey that I do. So, yeah. And Glow Angel A asked, what was your first craft and how long have you been crafting? I think I've answered these in the other videos, but my first actual craft that I personally, you know, by myself did, with nobody standing over me or telling me how or anything like that, was sewing a dress, an outfit that I really liked the pattern for, and I went for it and made my first outfit. Or a dress, you know, it was a dress with a like a cape thing that went around it. But anyway, so that was my first craft. Yeah. And been crafting, you know, like I said before, about, well, practically all my life. I'm 58, so my first taste of crafting was sewing with my Aunt Sue, so a long time. And Jennifer H said, how long have you been married and how many children? And I just answered that. I've been married 42 years, and I have 2 biological children, and I raised my 2 grandsons. So, okay, I'm doing good. Next question is from Lulu Lewis. I love this lady. She's so sweet. She said, she wanted to know, because I had said that the reason I'm doing this video was for subscribers that I could see. And she was worried that she wouldn't be able to participate. Yes, ma'am, you can participate because you are so active on my channel as well as everybody, you know, a lot of other people's. I can see you, so yes, ma'am. Next question comes from Belinda Wiggins. Other than sewing, what other craft do I really enjoy? And then she asked what I think about getting all those letters in the Michael's grab bags. Other than sewing, I have 2 things that I really love to do. And one of them is making jewelry, and the other one is making flower arrangements, silk flower arrangements. So yeah, that's the things I really enjoy doing. And she, you know, what I thought about getting all those letters, my first reaction as I started pulling the letters out of the first, you know, bags that hubby actually took and put in boxes was, wow. I see a lot of potential for them. I'm actually sending letters out to people and hoping that they can see the same kind of potential. And yeah, that was a trip. Okay, Nikki Shawn, and I hope I'm saying this right. I'm thinking it's Nikki Shawn. And she wanted to know about the fire, and I answered that in a previous video, but I will go on to say a little bit more about it. When we, you know, I said in the before that it was very devastating, and it wasn't like, you know, you just move into an apartment or a house or something and you're just starting out, and even though that's terrible, it's you know, oh yeah, it would be horrible. 42 years of our married life was in that house, and you know, so it was you know, I lost a lot of pieces from my grandma, my granddad, and you know, my mom and my dad. you know, we lost everything, and it was just horrendous. Yeah, it's devastating. It's still devastating, but, you know, God is still good. So, yeah, my heart goes out to anybody. Every time I hear a fire truck go by or anything like that, my heart just drops, and I just start praying for whatever's going on. Yeah, I mean, it was hard then, and it's still hard in some ways. Even though, you know, we have recouped. We didn't have to. We only bought 3 pieces of furniture when we moved into our new home, because of the donations that came in for us. You know, our local furniture company, Hampstead Furniture, donated beds for all the family members. And so, you know, when we moved into our home, when we moved into the rental, because it was unfurnished, you know, we had the donations just poured in, and it was amazing. And I want to give a shout out to Lowe's Home Improvement, because when we lost everything and we moved into the rental, we had to have a washer and dryer, and our community, it was so amazing. And we went to Lowe's Home Improvement, and I knew one of the girls that worked up there, and she knew what had happened, so she had contacted the manager, and they sold us a washer and dryer that should have cost $2,000 for $900. So, you know, just blessings like that, just wonderful blessings. But anyway, I'm gonna get away from that, because I feel like I've answered, you know, a lot about that. Y'all might get bored. Next question from Paper Crafting Girl. What did I do before I retired? And how many children? And I just got through answering about the children. What did I do before I retired? I was a personal fitness trainer. I did that for quite a while. I loved it. When I was a certified nutrition coach, and which is funny now, because, you know, since I've been not working, I've gained weight. It's because of some medications that I'm on. And the fibromyalgia and menopause and all that good stuff just comes and just keeps rolling in. And yeah, so I'm fighting a weight problem, you know. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. Okay, moving on from that. Grandma Sandy 100 wants to know, how long have I been crafting? And I've already answered that since I was about 8 years old, I guess. And these next two questions, or next two people asked the same question. So, Bejeweled by B and Crafty Eeyore Lover wanted to know, what advice would I give someone contemplating becoming a YouTuber? And I think I just answered that question too. Just be yourself. Find something that you love, and just share it with people, whatever it may be. I think you have to have a passion about what you do. And now I'm passionate about shopping. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love to shop. I love to find bargains. I'm not a huge... I don't like to pay full price for anything. That's why I love thrift stores and Goodwill, and you know, we have a lot of little thrift stores around here that are just amazing. But I don't buy stuff that I don't need or can't use. You know, something just to have it. I don't do that. And I think that kind of goes back to having the fire. You know, you learn, I guess, not to just keep stuff for the benefit because, you know, somebody gave it to you or something like that. So, anyway. Yeah, just find something that you love and that you want to share, that you're passionate about. You know, it could be just talking to people. I could do that all day long. But, yeah, so that would be my advice, and just be yourself. Okay, the Dazzling Duchess, my sweet friend Jenny Louise, she wanted to know how I acquired my lizards and why I have them as pets. The lizards were actually my youngest grandson's. He got them not too long after we had the fire, and the first thing he got was an iguana, and the iguana was actually became very aggressive as it got older, so he turned it into a reptile rescue is what they called it. So he turned that fellow into them, and then he, you know, wanted to have something else. So he investigated, researched all the kinds of reptiles that he could possibly have. And I have, you know, and he was living with us at the time, and I absolutely refused to let him have a snake of any kind or a tarantula or anything like that. I was just, no, you're not doing that. So he decided to get a bearded dragon. And excuse me. So he ordered one offline, and the poor thing came in a bag, and, you know, his next day or same day shipping or something like that. So we got it here, and it was a small little thing, and just as sweet as it could be, and, you know, and all that. So he got that one, and that was actually the younger one that we have, or that I have now. Cheez-It, the one that y'all see in the background. And then, I guess about 6 months after he got that one, somebody else contacted him and said they had an older one that was a different species of bearded dragon, and would he like to have it. And so he went and got that one, and that is Ellie. And she is a golden spiked bearded dragon. And, oh, she's a sweetheart. I just love her to pieces. I love both of them to pieces now. But anyway, when he moved out, flew the coop, flew the nest, whatever you want to say, he couldn't take them with him because they were, couldn't have them in the apartment. And he couldn't find anybody to take them. So I said, well, if you'll bring them downstairs, I will take care of them until you can get your, you know, place where you can have them. And I have since fallen in love with them, and I've already told him, I'm sorry, you can't have them back. So, yeah, that's how I got them. And they are sweethearts. They really are. They're very easy to take care of. So, yeah, that's how I got my baby lizards. Which they're not babies, but my lizards. And, yeah. So, I'm going to do one more question and then close out. This is from Blessedly Made, which I absolutely love that name. And it says, am I a member of a church, and for how long? Yes, we are, which we don't call them members, we call them partners. Excuse me. Been talking too long. And we have been partners there for 17 years now. And it's a wonderful church. It is a I can't think of what it's really, it's under a denomination, but it's kind of a charismatic church. I don't know. I can't think of what denomination. And it doesn't matter because, you know, we all serve the same Lord. So, anyway, I'm going to close out with that one. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I hope you'll keep sticking around. I've got several more questions to answer. And, yeah. I hope you are having fun getting to know me a little better. And I will catch you in the next video. So may you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Don't forget to love on each other. Be kind to each other. And I will see you. Bye from North Carolina.